Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, a little gold in the Yankees treasure chest there. Surprisingly, Anthony Volpe wins the 2023 Gold Glove Award for shortstop. Kind of taking me by surprise. I definitely wasn't expecting that, but nevertheless, news coming down Sunday night as they announced the Gold Glove winners. So I was happily wrong about that one, fine. But, just I guess I'll half pat myself on the back, though. But unfortunately, Anthony Rizzo wasn't able to get the glove for first base, which, again, he didn't play enough games there, and it went to Nathaniel Lowe, who I projected would, just because pretty much played the entire season there and only had 3 errors. So that was an easy one to call. But, of course, the Volpe one did take me off there. So we'll kind of go back into it, look at his numbers again, why he squeaked out over Corey Seager as well as Carlos Correa. Obviously, Lowe was a shoo-in, but I figured Seager would as well. Now, he didn't really have the number of games played, but I get this the fact he kind of went to the World Series and all that. Usually kind of get a little wink and nod there, but nevertheless, they gave it to Volpe there. So Volpe, just completes again, pretty good rookie season there. 2020, I got a Gold Glove. The batting average is low, we all know that, but nevertheless, a good start to his young career there. So we'll get into all that, as well as Yankees made some roster moves, some players declaring free agency, but as well as putting some players on waivers. I was kind of like wavering whether to kind of do an episode about that enough. I was kind of maybe lump it all together with some other stuff, but I kind of like you guys, so we'll go over all that as well. So before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. As I promised, here it all is. A lot of stuff to do this off season. We got some Gold Gloves, we got Silver Slugger awards out there, we got other awards coming up, maybe Cy Young with Cole. So a lot of things to look forward to and analyze. Plus we have these waiver moves, free agency moves, a lot of stuff coming up. Some Yamamoto stuff is starting to heat up a little bit as well. So got a lot of stuff to cover this off season. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to Section 420 Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Subscribe, and of course hop over to the YouTube as well. Maybe after this, Section 420 Talkin Yankees, there's some content there as well. Make sure you're subscribing and get notified when those episodes go up as well. So, as mentioned, Anthony Volpe, I was very pessimistic that he was going to get the Gold Glove. I broke down the whole numbers, and I just thought what was going to kill him were the 17 errors. I just couldn't see a situation where someone commits 17 errors and wins a Gold Glove. But it seems like his saving grace was the 15 defensive runs saved there. So I guess maybe that they figured that kind of overshadowed the fact that he had the high amount of errors. And when you look at the competition, and Corey Seager, even though he had less errors, but he only played 116 games there, as well as Carlos Correa also had less games, only about 135 there. So Volpe, I think another thing that helped him, in addition to the 15 defensive runs saved, was he pretty much almost played the entire season. So 157 games, which is 20 more than Correa and about 40 more than Seager there. So I guess maybe, even though he had the high amount of errors, he also played more time there, which would give you more opportunities to commit an error. So I guess they maybe just bundled that all together and just kind of gave the 22-year-old rookie the nod there. So again, a happy surprise for me, and I'm happy to be wrong. I just didn't think the 17 errors would get him in there, but nevertheless, I guess it did. Now, he becomes the first Yankee rookie shortstop to ever win the award, and he becomes the youngest shortstop to ever win the award, just nipping Alan Trammell by a few games. So Volpe got it at the age of 22 and 156 days old. Alan Trammell, when he won it, he was also 22, but he was 228 days old. So Volpe is 100 days younger than Alan Trammell. So Volpe now, I guess, gets that title of the youngest shortstop to win the Gold Glove, and of course the first Yankee to do it since Derek Jeter. I think Jeter was back in 2009 there, and some people always question Jeter, did he really earn it? Was it all reputation like that? But Volpe, for the most part, he was pretty good for a rookie season. Again, turned a lot of double plays, got a couple bonehead bad throws and stuff like here and there, but overall for a rookie, 22-year-old, he held his own there. Obviously being shortstop for New York Yankees, and with some of the, coming into the season, there's a lot of high hopes on him, and being part of the young guns that were going to be the next, wave of new baby bombers and all that. So a lot of pressure on him there. Again, you just got to look at that batting average under, like a 206 batting average. He has to learn to improve that as he begins his sophomore season coming up in 2024. And of course, Rizzo just really didn't have any chance at all. Didn't play enough games there. Again, was basically out since it was like late May, June, when he had that neck injury. And so just not enough time there at first base. So I didn't think he had any shot at all. At least Volpe was in the mix. I didn't think we'd get it with the errors, but nevertheless it worked out there. So he will have a Gold Glove on his mantelpiece there. Now the Yankees, as soon as the World Series was over, a number of players declared free agency. So you had, as we would figure would happen, Luis Severino, Frankie Montas, Luke Weaver. That was one of the Yankees, quote-unquote, big pickups around the trade deadline there. Gave the Yankees a number of good starts there. Wandy Peralta, I mean, that's going to be a big one, the lefty out of the Yankee bullpen. Again, he was very crucial for the Yankees the past few seasons. Kenyon Middleton, again, one of the Yankees' big moves this past offseason, and probably not expecting him to come back. Zach McAllister, another one. And, of course, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, a guy we kind of liked. Again, decent 2 years with the Yankees, and then, of course, in his second year, became Mr. Utility Man for the Yankees once Volpe got the starting shortstop job, took it from him, and again, was very useful for the Yankees, playing center field, left field, playing some infield when needed be, and in some blowout games, we've seen him pitch an inning there, here and there when needed, so, jack of all trades, but again, he's someone you would figure the Yankees are not looking to bring back. Even though he's a good guy and he grew up as a Yankee fan, all that, I just don't see where he would fit in with this team. Could have him back on the bench again as a utility role, as he could prove he could play all these positions, but I would always say cut bait and let's try to get some new meat in here, get some new faces, as the Yankees need to, liven up and freshen up this team a little bit. Again, because we're definitely stale offensively pretty much the entire 2023 season. And even before that, the Yankees put a number of players on waivers. They were placed midweek, so they have till Monday. If no team claims any of these players, the Yankees then will elect them to go to the minors, which of course they can then reject that assignment, and then I guess they'll go to free agency, which will probably happen in most of these cases. And those players, and again, I'll hold the big one, of course, is going to be Domingo Germán, and we'll analyze that a little bit. But of course, Germán, Matt Bowman, Franchi Cordero, Jimmy Cordero, and of course, Jimmy actually had that little domestic situation like that, so I don't just see the Yankees bringing him back whatsoever. Again, supposedly like a child's involved in something. We don't know what it is. Doesn't look good. So I don't see him coming back at all. Billy McKinney, who was, decent, came him, and like Jake Bauer was kind of useful for the Yankees. The Yankees try to, as Cashman was grasping for straws for some answers there, but nevertheless. And Ryan Weber, again, he was up and down with the Yankees, and they would kind of sign him to like weird contracts for the day, and then they would bring him onto the team there. Again, he was decent in the brief times that he pitched for the Yankees there. So those are the 6 players. And of course, the big one is Germán, who's it's an unfortunate situation. Again, he left the team early August. Obviously, had that substance issue. Came to the clubhouse supposedly inebriated, and of course, he's removed from the team. And we don't really know what his situation is now. He is under contract 1 more year for the Yankees, so they could have stuck with him. But I guess I just didn't see any situation where he would ever pitch for a Yankee again. Again, he's had multiple problems with the Yankee organization. Had his own domestic dispute drama issue a couple seasons ago, had an 81-game suspension, and of course had the little car accident or something, the car tipped over in Dominican Republic after that, and it's just like, it seems like there's a lot of problems with this guy, and yeah, I like him. I like how he pitches. He's kind of old school. It always seems like he has like the chewing tobacco in his teeth there when he's pitching. He's kind of a little old school like that. But nevertheless, I just can't see him in the Yankee uniform anymore. And it's kind of upset. You figure like, you can't really think about trading the guy because, he has some value. He's decent to start, of course, through the no-hitter this past season against Oakland. But, again, we don't even know if he wants to play. He's going to play for 2024. Again, if he's kind of going through some personal stuff right now. So, Yankees really have no choice. And you got to have to send a message that, hey, look, we can't have this type of behavior around here. If the Yankees looking to right the ship and kind of clean house and, like, really say, hey, like, we're not putting up any nonsense, all business now. We got to get this championship. And we can't miss the playoffs 2 years in a row. You can't have a guy around just symbolically for that. So, no shock there. So, they're all going to be placed on waivers. Again, a team could claim them. But if they don't get claimed, the Yankees are going to probably give them an assignment to go to the minors, which they'll reject, and then they'll become free agents as well. So pretty much I think all 6 of those players will be gone as well. And I don't really see any big need to bring any of them back whatsoever. Again, Billy McKinney was that nice and serviceable, but he's basically what he is. He's a 4th or 5th outfielder at best, and I'd rather just have some new faces and he has some fresh faces, some new options, versus people we know that it's kind of bleh. So that's the episode. Congratulations to Anthony Volpe there. Nice Gold Glove. I guess one of the small victories to take away from this, again, disappointing 2023 season for the Yankees. And again, we have the Silver Slugger Awards coming up soon, and then we'll see with Garrett Cole with the American League Cy Young later in the month. Now, he did get elected by his peers as, like, I think the American League Pitcher of the Year or something like that, so his colleagues gave him that award. That's kind of just like maybe an indication that, again, the Cy Young is probably coming his way, but we'll see that in the coming weeks. So hope you liked the episode. Make sure you subscribe to the episode. Again, we got a ton more stuff going on, so you don't want to miss any of it. A long winter ahead, and then we'll get to spring training and then into the regular season, where hopefully we have a good Yankee team that we could be proud of. Catch you next episode.